Hello, Michelle. This is Otto from Go2Max Lifestyle.
Aloha, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. What about you?
Oh, I'm doing good. It's a beautiful morning over here in Hawaii, and I'm actually at the beach. I was just meditating, and the sun has come out, so I'm just soaking up the negative ions and ready to share some awesome info with your viewers today.
Very good. So I picked some of the topics because I know you are big into the lifestyle and business coaching, and I know you as a great motivator. You already helped me to get to the next stage. So today I was hoping to get some valuable information from you, and I would like to talk about the talent because we know that everybody has talents, but not everybody is actually knowing their talents. Would you tell us something on this topic?
Absolutely. So, before I hop into that, I just want to give a little bit of backstory in case someone isn't familiar with the work that I do, and just let them know that I originally am from the East Coast of Pennsylvania, or I'm sorry, the East Coast of the United States, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I lived out there my whole life, and then I got tired of compromising and listening to other people and how I should live my life, and eventually everything just fell apart, relationship, job, house, all of that. And long story short, I made the big leap to live my dream lifestyle of being able to work wherever I wanted and really doing the work that I was intended to do in the world. And so I made the leap out to Hawaii. I've been out here for about 3.5 years, and I do all my work from primarily my phone or my laptop all around the island. I go to beautiful locations and help people to be able to figure out what their gifts are and what their talents are and how they can start to package that up to make a living off of that instead of living this monotonous lifestyle that's not aligned with their soul, where they're just going into work, they're living in the same repetitive motions every day, but their soul is screaming for more. They want adventure, they want excitement, they want to feel alive, and they really want to feel connected and do what they came here to do. So one of the hardest things is to figure out what your talents are. And I know that it took me many years to figure that out. And so from that journey, I've been able to just laser in really quickly and help people to figure that out for themselves. So one of the easiest ways that you can figure out, just to kind of get the ball rolling, is to ask people around you one or two or three words to really describe how they see you in the world showing up and helping people. So you could send a message on Facebook, you could ask your family and friends, you could send a private email, you could have a conversation and just kind of gauge where people, when you start to see patterns of what are the things that they're saying that you're good at. So, me, for example, I'm really good at communication, verbal and written. I have a high degree of intuition. So,
I've
I
noticed.
started yeah, and we all have that too. We all have those kind of superpowers, if you want to call them, but it's just a matter of really putting the time and the effort into developing them. So that's how you can first get started with your talents, is by asking other people and then seeing where in your life have you gotten great feedback when you've helped others, or what have you gotten paid for in the past that you could start to put into what you do today. Because what I found in my life is that all of the different things that I've done like martial arts, I've done singing lessons, guitar lessons, performance art, fire spinning. I mean, I've tried so many things out there, and I've put them all into this unique style of what I do today. And that's really what you need to do with yourself, is take all of these talents that you have and make them into something unique, because no one can ever be another Otto, or no one can ever be another Michelle. You're like a snowflake. You're unique. So it's just about bringing out more of those things that make you stand out, that you do better than no one else does out there, and then moving forward with that. So, does that answer your question?
Yes, 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 it did. Because a lot of people just going through their jobs and they kind of hate their jobs, maybe even the colleagues and the customers and the repetitiveness of the job itself. And well, they might dream about some life, but they don't know how to do it. So Would there be a way to recognize your talents or even learning new skill and actually have a lifestyle that you would prefer? Would you have some tips on that, how to leap from that enslavement in a job into living passionate life with all your skills, all your talents, and really feeling good about life while you still have enough to feed yourself?
Yeah, yeah. So what you're asking me is how do you start to break free of a lifestyle that isn't aligned with you and start to move into creating your
Exactly,
dream?
exactly.
Yeah, so I've done that and I've been through a lot of challenges and struggles in my life and I'm living that now. So I've made it out the other side and what really was the catalyst for that is developing a really strong self-care routine. So many years ago, probably, well, gosh, it's been a lifelong process. I remember at an early age, I was just aware of certain foods and the way that they responded in my body. And so I started becoming more aware of the food that I was putting in my body, which then led to more exercise, which led to personal development, and then eventually it's evolved into more of a business coaching style now. So it all comes from your self-care practice because a lot of people, they might have high-profile jobs and they might make a lot of money, but a lot of them are stressed out and they're not healthy. I've got family members that have jobs like that and they're always sick. They have some sort of cold or taking this pill or, they're depressed about that. And it really starts with the basics. I learned that in martial arts. I practiced various martial arts for a long time. And my teachers would always say, go back to the basics. So the basics are going to carry you through. And that starts with healthy eating, exercise, mindset, surrounding yourself with good people. And what that does is it gets you out of this like mass consciousness of, oh, I've got to, go along with the herd and living out of a lot of fear as far as how will I be supported? How am I going to make ends meet? When you aren't taking care of yourself, you subject yourself to a lot of fears and a lot of doubts within you. So the more you take care of yourself, the more you shift your vibration and you move up to higher planes and you start to attract people that are like that can support you. So if you're in a place right now where it's really awful, like you're in a nightmare, let's say, because I've been in that space before, and you want to know, well, how can I start today? That's great. I can eat healthier, but what's going to make a quick shift for me? So what's going to make a quick shift, the nutritional stuff will take a little bit of time to adjust, is for you to really get into a strong relationship with your higher self and also whatever you believe in. Some people like to call it God, some people call it the universe, source, the divine. It's not really about the word. It's about the energy and the connection that you have. And I would advise you to get into a dialogue with that. And you don't have to call it prayer if that word turns you off. Whatever works for you, meditation, affirmation, and just let the universe know that you're ready. You're ready. You've had enough and you are surrendering. So that's a big one right there is surrender, because a lot of the times we are resisting and fighting the flow of life. We want to be in control and it makes things a lot harder for us. But when we say, look, I'm done with this relationship, I'm done with this soul sucking job, I've had enough, that's when things start to change in the universe. You need to be fed up and be done with it. And I know it kind of sounds a little abstract, but I can tell you that that's the first step, is you getting clear on what you want and saying enough is enough. I'm committed and I'm ready to do what it takes. And from that, you'll start to see opportunities come to you, be it people or situations that will appear to support you to the next step. So really quickly, how does that look in this reality? Well, in my case, several years ago when I was sleeping on the basement couch of my mother's place, not living the life I wanted, in soul-sucking jobs, back at home at 28 after being on my own since I was 18, I'm thinking, what the hell am I doing with my life? This is not what I thought it would be. I feel so disempowered and hopeless. And when I finally surrendered and I got clear, then the opportunities came. And I had that wonderful opportunity to start to work online, which then eventually led to me moving to Hawaii and then getting established with what I do now. So just to kind of sum up, what I'm saying is the way that you start is right now, today. So what can you shift differently? Is it the next piece of food that you eat? Is it the next person that you decide to hang out with? And then get into a dialogue with your higher self and that higher power and start to really vocalize with emotion, because the universe responds to emotion behind the words. It's the conviction and the belief behind it. It's not about the words that you're saying, because there's so many different languages in the world. It's about the vibration that you're putting out there. And start today with those little things, and you'll notice that more tangible things will start to transpire as you go along on this journey.
That's very well said, and I couldn't agree more, because that was exactly what happened in my life. From suffering, realizing that this is not what I want, and creating the strong need. But you mentioned vibration, and you mentioned intuition over there. And I know for many people in this so-called materialistic world, then they don't really understand what vibration is. They don't realize that everything is energy, and that the universe which we see is actually projection, like a holographic projection. So how in that point of view you see the intuition, vibration, and this higher self? Because for some people that's like science fiction.
Yeah, it is. And fortunately, more people are becoming awake and they're open to this. So, not so much anymore. But yeah, these are very complex subjects that we could talk about for a long time. And I just want to keep it very simple in layman's terms. And if you feel inspired to research or learn more, I can recommend further research for you. But yeah, this is stuff that I go over more in depth with my personal coaching clients that I work with. But for right now, what I would say is that it takes a high degree of refinement with your intuition to really live your dream, because we come from this world, and this is my belief, where we're taught to really think in a logical way. So it's like, okay, you go to school, you get the degree, you intern or you apprentice, you get your job, then you get your house, you get married, you have kids, and then you retire. And to me, there's nothing wrong with that lifestyle if that's what you choose, but I don't think that that's the lifestyle that you desire or any of your listeners desire. Otherwise, they wouldn't be listening to this. And in order to have that magical, adventurous lifestyle, you've really got to break out of that old paradigm. That's kind of archaic thinking and really heavy, dense energy, in my opinion. So what do I mean by that? Heavy, dense energy, intuition, vibration. What are you talking about? So I consider myself to be a very grounded person, and yet still in tune with the spiritual realms. And so what I mean by that is the way that we show up in the world on a daily basis is our external reality is going to be the factor of how aligned we are or not. So in my instance, I wanted to move to some sort of tropical environment like Hawaii. Here I am now, I'm on the phone with you, and I'm looking at a beautiful beach in front of me with gorgeous water, and it's sunny out. And that is because that is a reflection of my thoughts and what's going on internally within myself. But when I lived back in Philadelphia and I was, not living the best life ever, it was because all of that stuff was stemming from what was going on within myself. I had a lot of fears and self-doubt in my mission and what I was here to do, and being able to trust in myself. And so because of that, I didn't live the life that I wanted. I was, like I said, living these soul-sucking jobs in the wrong relationships, etc. And so when I finally said, look, why am I listening to these people around me that are telling me to do this when they don't really look happy and they're not really living their dream life, or they're not in their joy? So it just didn't make sense after a while. I had taken the harder route, and I'm like, okay, this isn't working. It's time to go within and Oh, I think we got cut off for a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah. It's just a couple of seconds. That's fine. We can keep going.
Sorry about that. Someone called in and it interrupted.
No
So
worries.
basically, I just to keep it short because maybe that was the universe's signal telling me that I need to just get to the point. um, it is that once I stopped listening to those people outside of me because I wasn't seeing the reality that I wanted, then I started to notice these shifts really quickly. And so that was a really big indicator to listen to my intuition. So the way that you can apply that in your life is if you're listening to all these other people and or you're doubting yourself and your external reality doesn't reflect what you want, something's got to change, and that's you. And so it starts from within. And once you start listening and trusting yourself and seeing little upgrades, whether you get a new client or you get a better job or, you get a new home, you start to have a track record like, okay, I can trust in myself. My intuition is leading me right. And when I made that big move from Philadelphia to Hawaii, that right there was like, all right, you got to listen to your intuition. If you can do that, you can do anything. So, I came here with two suitcases and less than $300, and that was 3.5 years ago. And so I'm like, okay, if I can do that, it's just applying the same formula to everything that you do. It's the same principles, and you just repeat it over and over with all the goals that you want. So, did that answer your question about vibration and intuition?
Yes, yes, yes. Now, I
Okay.
have the last question. I hope you still have a time for us, just to get the best,
Yeah,
just to get
absolutely.
best
I'd love
from
to
you,
hang around.
because you're a great teacher. And the last question is how to put all those talents into some sort of package and go beyond the self-doubt and fears, what about people will think about you, and how to actually get paid for being you.
Yes. So the way that I look at it is you're either creating or you're going along like a cog in the wheel with this other system, this big system that we have going on. So I'm a creator, you're a creator, and I'm sure the people listening are creators or aspiring creators. And so when it comes to you really packaging up your talents and getting paid to be who you are, you need to be creating. It's an artist in a sense. So under the umbrella of an artist, you could be a coach, a healer, a teacher, and there's more specific ways that you could help beyond that. But you need to be creating. So with where you're at today, what I would say is after you find out from asking people that you trust to give you some feedback around how they see you, your talents, how they see you helping people in the world, write all that down and start to get creative and see how you can really create your own masterpiece, your own movie, because we're all in a movie. And when you go to the movies and you watch that movie for those 2 hours or hour and a half, you believe that it's real. And you just need to take that and apply that to what you're creating now, that same kind of mindset. Okay, so what do you want to create in your movie? And how can you package up your talents? So in my case, I was like, all right, I've got a martial arts background. I love taking photos. I love coaching people and solving problems. I've got deep listening skills. How can I start to put this together? And so I started my business a few years ago, but I wasn't clear on that. But I still kept going. So the key is to start where you're at today. The clarity isn't going to come by you thinking it out in your head. It never does. It'll just confuse you and spin your wheels. So you've got to talk this out and get support, get into the right community, get a good mentor and a coach that has gone that route that can guide you and kind of point out where they see your blind spots and where they see your strengths. And so from me doing that within my own life, I got clear over the years, and then I started, to get to where I'm at today, which is I don't really like the word coach. I don't like that term. I'm trying to find a better replacement, such as transformational guide or something like that. But basically, my life experience, I packaged that up, and so now I've got packages that I offer people where You don't want to be offering one-off sessions to people. That's not going to sustain you, because then you're wondering where your next client is going to come from. It doesn't make you a lot of money. So you want to be packaging your services up into long-term packages, 3, 6 months, or VIP days where people work with you intensively. It really depends on what your client or what field you're in, but that's the beginning stages. And these are things I can help people to really get more clear with. But it all starts with determining what are your core skills and your talents, and what is it that you love to do, where if you didn't get paid for it, you would still do it for free. So this is something that you really want to get into your heart space. You want to get out in nature, take some deep breaths, get out of your mind where all the clatter chatter is going on, where you've got all these thoughts and other people's ideas of what you should do, and really get into your heart space and feel into what is it that you're so stoked to do that also helps people, right? You can't just be like on the beach on a horse, right? Galloping down the beach. People actually do that here. That's why I use that as an example. So you can't be doing crazy stuff like that if it doesn't help people. You have to find something that is a real desire that people want solved, and then to bring all of your talents and skills and help them do that. Like with what you do with Go2Max, training people not only physically, but I know you do mental stuff as well. You help them to make sure that their audio quality for their services sounds good, their video. So you're not doing one thing either. You're taking your talents with, photography, film, editing, techie stuff, and putting that into what you do. So it's really about taking all of your skills and talents and starting to create something today and finding out, will people pay for this? Is this a problem that they really need solved? Do they really need this right now? Will they invest high dollar into this to get that problem solved? And that's kind of how you would start off. It's a very complex thing, but this could help you, just to get the ball rolling today, is determining those few factors.
Michelle, I love the way you say that. Well, I asked one question and there is so much valuable stuff in it. Well, Michelle, thank you very much. That was amazing. I hope our listeners will enjoy this as well as we did. And we must continue with more of your storytelling and your coaching. Would you be up for more?
I totally would. I love connecting with you. I like to do things that are collaborative, that provide a lot of value, and that are fun, because I believe that your life should be pleasurable and full of joy and fun. And of course, we have our shadow sides and our challenges that come up, but we should be doing more of this sort of stuff where we're supporting others that really want to align with their purpose as well. So yeah, I would totally be up for coming back again.
That's amazing. Michelle, thank you very much and enjoy your day. You have only morning in Hawaii.
Yeah, it is 10:45 in the morning here, so the morning is still here. It's a beautiful day. Thank you so much for having me. And hey, if anyone else that's listening wants to learn more about how to really get started with identifying what their talents and their skills are and how to package them up into an online business and be able to work from anywhere in the world pretty much, they can come on over to my website. Would I be able to share that information?
Yeah, absolutely, Michelle. I would do it anyway.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, they can come over to my website, and it's my name, Michelle Pierson, MicheLePierson.net, and I'm working on putting together a video series. When people opt into my mailing list, they get a free gift now that helps them get clear on what their ideal day looks like, because that's the first start, is knowing what we want. And then I'm going to add some videos to help people along as well. But if you hop on over now, you can get that gift for free. And And I have a group program I've been simmering with, kind of letting it marinate. That's going to be released in a little bit that I'm excited about. So I just kind of wanted to put that out there. It has to do around adventure and having more freedom, and of course, being supported financially at the same time. So all of that stuff is over on my website. Anyways, I don't want to talk too much, but yeah, they can go on over there if they want to learn more.
Michelle, thank you so much. Aloha.
Oh, you're welcome. It was my pleasure. I can't wait to connect again. Thank you for having me, and look forward to the next one.